In a time of legends and miracles, a man rose above kings and conquerors. I am Dhul-Qarnayn, and this is the story of how I faced the impossible, protected an entire people, and left an indelible mark on the history of humanity. Have you ever felt the pulse of danger, the thrill of an insurmountable challenge, or the comforting warmth of a heroic act? I invite you to journey with me through my memories, where you will experience the adventure of a lifetime, from the dark confines of despair to the bright summit of hope. This is not just my story, it is a journey through the mysteries of time, a tale that reveals what it means to be a true leader. You will see the world through my eyes, from the construction of a monumental wall to the wisdom hidden in the heart of justice and mercy. Stay and immerse yourself in an epic saga, where each word will take you from the deepest fear to the relief of feeling protected firsthand. I am Dhul-Qarnayn, and this is my story. In the dawn of my life, the world seemed to me like a vast tapestry of colors and sounds, a land of wonders and mysteries. My childhood unfolded in the lands of a noble dynasty, where wealth and culture flourished like palm trees in an oasis. But despite the splendor and opulence surrounding me, my heart yearned to understand the essence of life, what lay beyond the superficial glitter of power and wealth. My father, a wise and just king, and my mother, a woman of deep faith and understanding, educated me not only in the arts of governance and diplomacy, but also in the principles of Islam. They taught me that true greatness lies in humility, justice, and mercy, and that a leader must serve his people, not rule over them with an iron fist. From an early age, I showed a natural inclination towards leadership. My playmates often followed me in our adventures, seeking my advice and respecting my decisions. But what truly drove me was the pursuit of knowledge. I immersed myself in the study of religion, history, science, and the arts. The scholars and sages of the court often marveled at my insatiable curiosity and my ability to grasp complex concepts. A particular incident shaped my early understanding of justice and mercy. One day, while strolling through the markets, I saw a young thief being apprehended. The crowd clamored for severe punishment, but something in the boy's eyes caught my attention. Instead of a hardened criminal, I saw a lost soul, driven by need rather than evil. I intervened, and instead of punishment, offered the young man a chance at redemption through work and education. This action not only saved the youth, but also taught me the importance of addressing the root of problems and offering solutions that not only punish, but also heal and improve. My adolescence was marked by learning and exploration. I traveled with caravans to distant lands, learning from other cultures and expanding my worldview. These experiences strengthened my faith and broadened my understanding of humanity. I began to see myself not only as a future leader of my people, but also as a servant of humanity, someone whose mission was to bring justice and peace to every corner of the world. It was during these formative years that I understood that my destiny was more than just being a mere king or ruler. Allah had a greater plan for me, a mission that would take me beyond the borders of my kingdom, on a journey of discovery, challenge, and faith. I was destined to be Dhul-Qarnayn, a name that would resonate through the centuries, a symbol of strength, wisdom, and divine justice. My ascent to the throne was not an event predetermined by lineage or inheritance, but a call of destiny, a divine mandate. As I grew in wisdom and stature, my reputation extended beyond the borders of my kingdom. People from distant lands spoke of a young prince whose heart was as vast as his intellect, a leader born to rule not only with justice, but with compassion. When my father departed this world, the kingdom plunged into profound uncertainty. Despite being the apparent heir, I knew that my right to the throne should not be based on blood, but on the ability to lead and serve. I presented myself to my people, not as a prince demanding his crown, but as a servant soliciting their trust. I spoke to them of my vision, a vision in which every man, woman, and child in our kingdom would have a place under the sun, a life of dignity and purpose. With humility and grace, I assumed the throne, aware of the immense responsibilities resting on my shoulders. My first act as king was to establish a council of wise men and scholars from all regions of our kingdom. Their task was not only to advise me, but also to ensure that all voices were heard, that every decision reflected the will and welfare of the people. Under my reign, the kingdom prospered. We improved infrastructure, built schools and hospitals, and established trade routes that not only enriched our coffers, but also connected us with distant cultures and knowledge. But with prosperity came challenges. Our success drew the envy and greed of neighboring realms, and I had to navigate the turbulent waters of diplomacy and, at times, conflict. I particularly recall a siege on our kingdom by a formidable enemy. Instead of resorting to immediate confrontation, I sought peace through dialogue and negotiation. This decision was criticized by some, who saw it as a sign of weakness. However, my conviction was that true strength lies in the ability to preserve life and harmony. Our talks bore fruit, and peace endured, a peace that saved countless lives and strengthened our position in the world. During these early years of my reign, I realized that my mission was much greater than ruling a kingdom. Allah had a plan for me, a plan that would take me to the farthest corners of the earth, facing trials that would test my faith, wisdom, and courage. I felt an irresistible call, a force pushing me towards a destiny that could only be described as divine. I was destined to be more than a king. I was destined to be a leader of humanity, a guardian of justice and truth. Filled with faith and determination, my heart guided me towards my first great journey, a journey to the west, to unknown lands and mysterious peoples. It was a path that would lead me to face unfamiliar challenges and discover profound truths about the world and myself. With the dawn, I embarked on my journey westward, accompanied by a select group of brave men and women, each an expert in their own field. Our path took us through lush valleys, majestic mountains, and winding rivers. Each step on this journey was not only a feat of physical exploration, but also a journey of the soul, a discovery of the wonders of Allah's creation and the countless ways He manifests in this world. On our journey, we encountered diverse cultures and peoples. Some welcomed us with open arms, eager to learn from us and share their wisdom. In each interaction, I found opportunities to spread the principles of justice, compassion, and tolerance. Through trade, diplomacy, and most importantly, through the exchange of ideas and beliefs, we fostered mutual understanding that transcended borders and differences. One of the most significant encounters was with a community oppressed by a ruthless tyrant. Their suffering deeply moved me, and I knew that Allah had led me to them for a reason. With wisdom and strategy, I confronted the tyrant not with the sword, but with words, law, and the promise of a better way. My intervention not only liberated that community but also transformed the tyrant, who, moved by our teachings, embraced the path of repentance and justice. As we journeyed on, the landscapes changed, but my mission remained clear. In every town and city, I left a seed of hope, a message of unity and faith. In these places, I saw Allah's hand in the diversity of its people, in their struggles and joys. I understood that my journey was not just an act of conquest or exploration, but an act of connection, of weaving a thread of brotherhood through the tapestry of humanity. Finally, we reached the boundary where the sun dipped into the ocean, a spectacle of indescribable beauty and power. There, in that place where day met night, I paused to reflect on my journey. I had reached the end of the known world, but in my heart, I knew it was only the beginning of a greater mission. In that eternal sunset, I offered a prayer of gratitude and hope. I asked Allah for the wisdom to continue my journey, to be a beacon of light in the darkness, a guardian of justice in a world plagued by injustices. With my gaze fixed on the horizon, I knew that my next journey would take me eastward, towards new lands and new challenges. Upon my return from the west, I prepared for the next chapter of my journey, the journey eastward. This journey represented not only a geographical change, but also a new horizon of challenges and discoveries. With a heart full of curiosity and a mind open to new teachings, I set out with my caravan towards the unknown lands that lay beyond our kingdom. The east greeted me with a mosaic of landscapes, vast deserts, mountains reaching for the sky, and forests so dense they seemed to guard age-old secrets. The people we encountered were as diverse as the land itself, each culture a unique reflection of divine creation. At each stop, we exchanged knowledge, trade, and most importantly, mutual understanding and respect. A transformative experience was my encounter with a people living in harmony with nature, in a valley hidden among mountains. Their simplicity and deep connection with the environment taught me valuable lessons about humility and the importance of living in balance with the world around us. I saw in them a reflection of divine wisdom, a reminder that every creature, every plant, and every drop of water is part of the miracle of life. Another significant trial on my journey eastward was the encounter with a kingdom in conflict. Two factions fought for power, tearing the land apart with their dispute. With patience and diplomacy, I approached the leaders of both sides, listening to their stories and concerns. It was a challenging process, but in the end, we reached an agreement that restored peace and unity to the kingdom. This success reinforced my belief in the power of dialogue and understanding over force and domination. As I continued my journey, my reputation grew, not as a conqueror, but as a unifier, a bearer of hope, and a promoter of peace. The stories of my travels spread, and with them, the message of a compassionate, just, and tolerant Islam. Finally, I arrived at a place where the sun rose, a place of indescribable beauty and serenity. There, where the day began, I paused to reflect once more. Looking back, I saw the path I had traveled, strewn with overcome challenges and forged friendships. Looking forward, I understood that my journey was far from over. In that sunrise, I renewed my commitment to my mission. I knew there were still many lands to explore, many people to meet, and many stories to write. But each step on this path was a step towards the realization of the divine plan, a step towards the unity of humanity under the banner of love, compassion, and justice. In the land stretching between two imposing mountains, I arrived at a village consumed by fear. Its inhabitants, worn down by fear and uncertainty, lived in the shadow of a constant threat, Gog and Magog. They were ruthless tribes, known for their cruelty and destruction. Their barbaric acts knew no bounds, and their mere mention made even the bravest hearts tremble. As I walked among the people, their eyes spoke to me of sleepless nights and days filled with anguish. Elders whose deep wrinkles recounted tales of suffering clung to me, begging for salvation. Mothers with children in their arms cried silently, their tears telling the pain of an uncertain future. So I approached them, not as a conqueror, but as a protector, a brother in faith and humanity. I spoke to them not only to ease their fear, but to ignite a flame of hope in their hearts. I promised them that we would build a wall, a barrier that would protect them from the dreadful incursions of Gog and Magog. The project was monumental, a feat that seemed to defy the very limits of possibility. But I knew that with faith and determination, we could reach the unreachable. I gathered the people of the village, and together with them, I began the task of building the wall. Day after day, under the blazing sun and the cold starry nights, we worked. The sound of metal and the clash of tools became our anthem, a melody of resilience and strength. Every block of iron we placed was like a declaration of defiance against the darkness that threatened to consume us. As the wall grew, so did our faith. The villagers, once immersed in despair, now found a new sense of purpose. Men, women, and children worked together, united by a common goal. In those moments, I saw the true strength of the human spirit, capable of overcoming the greatest fears when working with unity and conviction. However, the task was not without challenges. Each day brought new obstacles, violent storms, shortages of materials, and the exhaustion that wore down our bodies. But our determination was unwavering, fueled by the urgency to protect our lives and our faith. When the wall was nearly finished, Gog and Magog approached, their war cries echoing like thunder in the mountains. I saw in the eyes of the villagers the terror these names invoked. But in that crucial moment, my heart stood firm. I stood before the wall, certain that Allah was with us. With each attempt by Gog and Magog to breach or topple the wall, we reinforced our defense, invoking the protection of Allah and the strength of our united community. The wall, built with our hands and blessed by our faith, stood firm, a testament to the power of humanity when united under divine guidance. Finally, the hordes of Gog and Magog retreated, defeated not only by the physical barrier we had erected, but also by the unwavering spirit of a united people. In that moment, I knew that our victory was more than the construction of a wall. It was the affirmation of our faith, the celebration of our strength, and the confirmation that even in the face of the greatest adversity, we can prevail. My dear brothers and sisters in humanity, my name is Dhul-Qarnayn, and this is the essence of my journey, my heart speaking to you across time and space. As I reflect on my life, I see a path woven with threads of countless experiences, encounters, and lessons. From the vast deserts of the East to the far reaches of the West, each step has been a page in the chronicle of my existence, written under the divine guidance of Allah. I have witnessed the greatness and the misery of humanity, seen empires rise and fall, and known love and loss in their purest forms. But amidst these vast experiences, a constant thread has remained: the tireless pursuit of justice, truth, and unity among people of all lands. My travels have taught me that true strength does not reside in power or wealth, but in the ability to act justly, to govern with mercy, and to live with humility. I have built walls not only of stone and metal, but also of hope and resilience, protecting not only against external enemies, but also against despair and division. Like an echo through time, I wish for my story to inspire future generations to seek wisdom above knowledge, compassion above conquest, and unity above discord. May every word of my tale serve as a beacon illuminating the path to a world where peace and justice prevail over hatred and injustice. Always remember that diversity is a divine blessing, an opportunity to learn, grow, and appreciate the vastness of Allah's creation. Do not see in the other an enemy because of their faith, their color, or their culture, but a reflection of yourselves, a part of the same tapestry that Allah has woven with wisdom and love. As I close my eyes for the last time, I leave behind my legacy, not as monuments of stone or tales of conquests, but as a burning flame in the hearts of those who seek truth, justice, and harmony. I urge you to carry this fire with you, to be guardians of light in a world that often seems engulfed in shadows. Do not be discouraged by adversity, for even in the most challenging trials lie seeds of opportunity and growth. Trust in Allah and in your ability to overcome obstacles, to build bridges where others see barriers, and to find light in darkness. And so, dear brothers and sisters, my story comes to an end, but yours continues. You are the narrators of your own epics, the architects of your destiny. May your actions reflect the light of wisdom, compassion, and justice, and may your steps lead you on a path of peace and unity. May the peace and blessings of Allah be with you, now and always.